Over 7 years of high-octane action. With more than 1,000 cars driven in absolutely every weather condition imaginable. Over 2 million test kilometers covered in over 50 countries across the globe. There's only one name behind these numbers. C Magazine. And what better way to start this new beginning but to present the best of the best in the automotive industry with the 4th Annual C Awards. Brace yourselves for the ultimate TV experience. Hang on, fasten your seatbelts. This is the start of C Drive. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 4th Annual C Awards. Now, please welcome your hosts for this evening, Mr. TJ Manotoc and Bianca Valerio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 4th Annual C Awards. Good evening, Bianca.
Good evening, TJ. Well, I hope everyone is ready for the real deal tonight because we will be honoring the best cars in the market today. Of course, courtesy of C Magazine, the ultimate automotive authority.
And you know what, Bianca? Aside from the 4th Annual C Awards tonight, C Magazine is also celebrating their 7th year driving cars and giving thumbs up and sometimes thumbs down to each and every car in the market for their readers' guidance.
Wow, happy anniversary, C. It must have been an exciting 7 years for the C guys, knowing, of course, that aside from dogs, cars are also men's best friend. And getting to drive them for 7 years already, over 1,000 of them, as you see later. I'm sure that's heaven for you guys. And I would have to say that this has got to be the job.
The job, exactly the way you said it, Bianca. And I am thinking of changing careers already, but unfortunately, that guy over there has his feet firmly cemented on the ground, so I might as well stay put where I am. But you know what? You sound so passionate when you said that, and I think that these guys are really passionate with what they do.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, TJ, I love boys, but I don't like dogs. So
Okay.
what is the next thing for me to possibly like? Well, it's their next best friend, which is cars.
you
Well,
go.
you know, big boys, small boys, the male species are no doubt, all of them are fascinated by cars.
Absolutely. And aside from the adrenaline pump that the speed gives them, having a nice car is, as they say, and correct me if I'm wrong, extra pogi points for the girls. Come on. Right or wrong?
Yeah, in fairness, it
There
is
you go.
true. Although, but tonight, the extra pogi points, or shall I say, the autogenic points, will not be taken home, not by all the men here, but rather by the manufacturers of the cars that make the cut above the rest.
That is
the best cars.
The best cars. That is right, Bianca. But besides us, Bianca, I would also like to tell everyone that we will also be joined by our anchor host, C Magazine's executive editor, James Deacon, and C Magazine's publisher, the very big man behind everything, Kevin Nimoko.
Sexy is what I'd like to say.
He was trying to pay me to say that. I refused the doubling
He gave me
the
some
amount.
coffee earlier, so that was enough
Okay.
for me. Well, we'll be seeing them a little bit more later. James and Kevin are all throughout the show. I can attest to that. So get ready for them because I can assure you that these guys are pretty explosive.
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 Are you sure with your adjective?
Now that was very scripted. Yes,
Okay.
explosive.
Anyways, let's be careful about calling them explosive because knowing those two nuts, and that's an understatement, they will get the wrong message. Anyways, watch out for them later on. You know, we're all really excited to find out which of the cars are going to make it. And let's not keep our friends waiting any longer. I know they are as excited already. Which among the nominated 75 vehicles will get the C approval for being top in its class?
And ladies and gentlemen, for the record, tonight we will be giving away 25 awards and 3 special awards. But before that, let us hear first from the man with reason. As they
Not
say.
him, not Kevin, thankfully.
Not you, yes. Man with reason, he is the editor-in-chief of C Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Hernando Tita Hermosa.
Ladies and gentlemen of the automotive industry, ladies and gentlemen of the press, dear friends, first, I want to thank you for cutting short your holidays for coming here. And I heard that somebody even had to leave a company outing. Thank you very much for that. someone who found tonight special enough to do something like that. Anyway, over 7 years ago, a bunch of car enthusiasts got together and decided that they wanted to connect with all the car enthusiasts around the country and the region. So they decided to put up a car magazine that would reach out to other car enthusiasts and share with them and listen to them. And since they knew that passion and excitement was not enough, they had to make sure that from the very first issue alone, that proper instrumented testing must be an integral part of the magazine. Substance to our road test was paramount, and it will always be. Now, the C team has tested over 1,000 cars from all over the world under every weather condition short of a natural catastrophe. And as you may have noticed in our video trivia earlier, collectively, the C team has covered almost 2 million test kilometers, not counting manufacturer launches and the usual things that we enjoy, the press junkets, of course. We continue to develop and compile new and relevant, accurate test data so that consumers and enthusiasts all over the world have the tools necessary to make buying decisions. But we could not have done it without you, our fellow car enthusiasts in the automotive industry. In the end, we are all consumers with unique needs and requirements. And like the car enthusiasts that you are, you too were passionate and excited about your cars and the competition to your cars. And so you worked with us, lent us your cars, new cars, high mileage cars, experimental cars that may never see the light of day. You tracked them under wraps for us to shoot and drive. You took us to your proving grounds, to the enclosed custom zones of the ports, to your overseas headquarters, secret testing sites. You brought us to concept car shows, drove world-exclusive cars, made us exchange data with your engineers and your marketing men. You told us how you want the public to perceive your cars and what your cars could do. And we, in turn, told you how our public perceives your cars, how your cars drove, what they could do or couldn't do. We have praised them. We have also made our recommendations and solutions to possible issues. You talked, we listened. We talked, you listened. 7 years, by June later, our motor car industry and our car buying public has become the most vibrant and most knowledgeable in this part of the world. Thanks to you, the cars available here today are the very best we have ever had in history. Thanks to you, you have awoken up your competition to work even harder. It was a lot of hard work for you, but still you obliged us and you continue to do so. What started as the first quarter editor's pick for cars and editor's picks for the more than cars categories 3 years ago has now become an event worthy of all those years of bearing with us. On behalf of all the car enthusiasts who've made C Magazine into what it is, we award you for all the great cars that we are proud to have driven, enjoy, and recommend. This is your award. We are also adding 2 special awards for this year: the Lifetime Achievement Award and the C and BPI Drive Your Dream Auto Loans Consumer Choice Award. We will also be seen on Studio 23. There is no doubt that this undertaking is bold and very challenging. So brace yourselves for the start of another C historic event. Enjoy the show.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Hermoso. Very encouraging words indeed from the man behind the 7 years of discipline in C Magazine. And I can imagine that crucial word discipline is very important when you work with guys named Kevin and James. Anyways, Bianca, it's
If
about...
there's even such a thing.
Yes, it's about time we get the show rolling, the C Awards, and give up these awards to the deserving recipients.
That's right, TJ. And to give the first set of awards for the compact car class, we have Manifesto Magazine's executive editor and a hot racetrack and now drift diva. Here's Mr. Inigo Rosas and Miss Pia Boras.
Bianca, and thanks, TJ. Hey, Inigo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good.
I would expect that. Anyways, it's pretty interesting. There's so many people here. I'm having so much fun. But what makes me more excited is that we are going to give out the first batch of awards.
Yep, definitely. And you know, I've seen all sorts of car awards, and well, I've seen all sorts of award shows, but I don't think I've ever seen an award show for cars. So, you know, this is going to be the very first time we're doing something at this level for cars.
It's about time. Well, at least you can be sure now that there will be no tearful acceptance speeches or overwhelming thank yous tonight.
Well, we have yet to see. So the question is, are you ready for it?
You bet.
All right, then let's do it. To start off, the first award as the Mini Compact Award of the Year. These are for the cars that are two-door hatch or two-door sedan or hatchback or wagon that don't cost more than 500,000 pesos in its highest trim and specifications.
That's right, Inigo. It should also be not longer than 3.6 meters and not heavier than 900 kilograms and with engine displacement no larger than 1.1 liters. With that, we can picture that these are really the tiny little cute cars that we see on the road.
Which will be 2007's Mini Compact Car Award recipient. Watch this.
So you'd think by pitting an unknown brand against an established player like Suzuki in a class where every single peso counts is pretty cutthroat, you'd think would have a hands-down winner. But you know what? Driving the Cherry QQ is not really the case. They do offer quite a lot for the money that you pay. Plus, you know what? The drive, it's pretty good. Is it enough to win it for its segment? You're about to find out.
The Chevrolet Spark is a nominee because it's actually really affordable, and it's a strong argument against taking public transport. Kidding aside, it's a very good vehicle, and we highly recommend it.
The most gripping thing to happen to the auto industry has definitely been the fuel crisis. And with cars like the Suzuki Alto and the Cherry QQ, this is pretty much the auto industry's answer to it all. It's bare bones motoring, basic as you can get. But the reason why we picked the Suzuki Alto as a nominee is they weren't afraid to throw in a few little goodies just to make it a little bit more bearable around town. You've got power steering, standard in the 800cc. Plus you've got power windows, albeit just two.
And the Mini Compact Car of the Year is
The Cherry QQ 1.1. Next is the category for the subcompact car.
Now for this category, it's almost the same with a Mini Compact Car, whether it's two-door hatch, four-door sedan, or hatchback or wagon. But this time it should not be more than 850 grand, not longer than 4.4 meters, not heavier than 1,100 kilograms rather, and with an engine displacement of not more than 1.6 liters.
Okay, which made it to the final deliberations for the Subcompact Car of the Year award? Let's find out.
The Toyota Vios has been the benchmark ever since it was launched. This automatic transmission is now extremely smooth when mated to the 1.5 engine. You get economy, plus you get power, a nice healthy dose of torque, so when you're getting off the line you do feel it straight away, and all around the car feels like a really good performer. Where they've really done some magic though is they make you feel like you're in a little bit of a bigger car, but you haven't paid the bigger price, and it all shows on Toyota's sales charts. Take a look at it. It's small, it'll fit into any car park, it's very easy to drive. Also, it was an editor's pick of C Magazine from before. Now there's a fresh new face and a whole new look around the car, plus little added bonuses, a nicer interior, etc. But the price has also come up. So, does it have what it takes to be able to take on the competition this year?
The Suzuki Swift is back. It won last year. Can it do it again? It's the same car that we enjoy driving. It's a lot of fun. It handles really well. Which it has disc brakes in the back though, because it still runs on drum. I'd love to see a manual in such a small car. But given that, it's still a wonderful car. It's got a lot more space than people realize. It looks good. It drives really well, and it's actually very frugal. But is it enough to win again? We'll see.
And the subcompact car of the year is
The Suzuki Swift 1.5 automatic. Next, we call on the Senior Sales and Marketing Manager of Suzuki, Mr. Ping Castro, to receive the award.
Okay, congratulations.
All right, so we've covered two of the compact class cars. That's the subcompact and the mini compact.
Two down, two to go.
Moving on, this is a very competitive category. Let's just check out now which cars made it to the final four of the compact car of the year class.
All right, now for this category, again, it may be two-door hatch, four-door sedan, hatchback, or wagon, but to be classified as compact, it should not cost more than 1.2 million pesos in its highest trim specs.
It should not be longer than 4.7 meters, not heavier than 1,400 kilograms curb weight, and with engine displacement no larger than 2.1 liters.
This here could be its reincarnation. It's a new Mitsubishi Lancer, and we get first crack at it on a racetrack. First thing you notice, it's bigger. It's got a Corsa design too, and it's completely, totally, fully loaded. Comes with 18-inch rims for a start. It's also got multi-airbags. Also, it's got HID lamps with cornering function. It's got a Rockford Fosgate sound system with a really whopping subwoofer in the back there. It's also got all the creature comforts, plus the most powerful engine in its class. And does it live up to the hype? Whoa, kind of surpasses it for me. Well, we've waited over 6 years for the all-new Corolla Altis, and it's finally arrived. What you want to know is it worth the wait? It's really great. They've done some wonderful improvements inside, and very welcome ones too. The leather is very, very good quality. Everything else, as you would expect from Toyota, is top-notch. And this really gives you the feeling of quality, luxury, all at an affordable compact price. Take a look at just little things like the way they've done the shading, the gray and the beige, and how it follows the same line all the way through the door. Anyone can drive this car, but then just dab your right foot a little bit and it turns into this WRC monster that can just take on just about anything, even cars costing up to twice as much. There's a satisfying surge of power every time you put your foot down, but the most impressive thing about this car is you get all of that, plus you get economy, great economy. We managed up to 20 kilometers to the liter one time with 5 people on board, and that was also with the aircon on, very realistic conditions. But when you want to take on the rest of the gang, well, we also did that. Took it down to Subic Bay and we held our own against the big boys. So all in all, the Ford Focus is a tremendous little package, but then again, that should come as no surprise. There is absolutely no logical reason to buy a Subaru. Think about it. You pay a little more and you get, well, probably not the same things that you get with your average Japanese sedan, but underneath the skin somewhere there, you get a lot more. Now, it's up to you to place importance on stuff like that. For example, a boxer engine. A boxer engine, it gives you that level of refinement and balance. Plus, it gives you a lower center of gravity because the engine is able to be placed lower into the engine bay. So turn-in is really sharp. Plus, they put a symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is absolutely phenomenal when you're going around corners. Now, it may not be magic to everybody, but as soon as it starts raining, just like it is now, it really starts to shine, and all of a sudden, everything begins to make sense.
And the compact car of the year is...
The Mitsubishi Lancer 2-liter GT Automatic.
The last category for the compact car class is the premium compact car. For this type, it should not cost less than 1.5 million pesos in its lowest trim specs, not longer than 4.6 meters, not heavier than 1,500 kilograms, curb weight, and with the engine displacement no larger than 2.5 liters.
This is a very exciting face-off. I'm actually excited because, the results of this, everyone wants to know. So let's find out now.
Seems everyone nowadays in the premium segment want to have a compact car. Makes sense too. A lot of fun, get the brand prestige all attached to it for a minimal price. The Audi A3, well, our pick is definitely the TDI. You've got enormous power here. It's something that you just actually keeps you up at night. It's that kind of power that mated to a DSG, which is the direct shifting gearbox of Audi, makes it such a satisfying drive. And after all, that's really what you're looking for in a small car like this. You want power, you want performance, and above all, you just want to have fun. It's the first time that buyers are able to get into a Volvo at this price with this much luxury, fully loaded, of course. You got a sensational sound system inside here. Plus, you've got a very potent engine, 170 horsepower, and a body like this on a platform that's proven to win the World Rally Championship. It's got it all. Plus, it's got an interior that would make an interior designer weep with joy. It's just wonderful. Plus, it's got so much personality. Let's face it, that's what makes a car really special, when it's able to give you that little bit extra that the brochure doesn't. A smile. The BMW 1 Series pretty much kick-started the entire premium compact segment, but then along came its competitors to improve on the idea. So BMW fought back with the latest 120i Sport. They put bigger rims on it, 17-inch, plus they changed the headlamps. Also, new front and rear bumpers, as well as upgraded brakes, electronic seats, and a host of other little goodies. And most importantly, they stuffed an extra 20 horsepower under the hood.
And the premium compact car of the year is
The Volvo C30 2.4i.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now it's my opportunity to introduce my co-host, the man who needs no introduction. The executive editor of C Magazine, the face of C Magazine, James Hernandez Deacon.
Hi. Yes, good
Thank
evening,
you.
everyone, and welcome to this fantastic event. It's good to have your company.
Yeah.
This is the 4th annual C Awards, but it's the first time we've actually pegged an event to it. So we're pretty excited about the whole thing.
I'm very excited. I
let's
hope you
just
are.
Get to the chase. Cut
Oh,
to the chase.
sorry,
You know
sorry,
why?
sorry.
We've had 4 winners already, and I have to admit, I'll be honest, a little bit of a surprise factor there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's run through them because we had in the compact class, we had the Cherry QQ, a
The
newcomer.
newcomer. He's a newcomer. It's actually pretty good,
A
James.
Chinese brand too.
Yes, it is. I mean, after all the kidding and all the joking that we had, it was actually a very good vehicle. It had a lot of value. It got twin airbags, ABS, excellent car.
We're talking about the 1.1 liter, right?
Yes, the top of line. It's the top
So
of
it's
line.
got a lot more and it's also got a lot less, which is very important because the less part is the price. And in a segment like that, well, you know how important price is. Now,
It deserves it.
Going to the next segment, we also had the Suzuki Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Some are going to argue with you there. Some are going to say, hey, look, the Vios is the #1 selling car in its
That's
class,
right.
has
That's right.
been since its launch. Why the Swift?
Well, the Swift had to defend. They won last year, and they were able to defend it by a small margin. because the Vios is an excellent vehicle. It really is, but we just felt, the board felt, that the Swift just had just a little bit more individuality. And I think that was just the
That's
slight
the key
edge.
there. Now, I think a lot of people watching this, you can probably follow a bit of a trend, because the next car that won for its segment was the Mitsubishi Lancer. Now, this is another one up against the Toyota. That's Toyota reliability. Somewhere in our constitution, it's actually written that you have to buy a Toyota in this country. So what happened there? The Lancer is a great car, but you can imagine a few heads have rolled today, a few eyebrows. Talk us through it.
Yeah, the heads will probably be mine and yours
board.
later on, and the board. But actually, to be honest, the Mitsubishi Lancer is an excellent vehicle all the way around. Tremendous value for the consumer, and so much fun to drive. It's so good looking. Long list of kit. Yes, the Toyota is a fantastic car, no doubt about it. But it has heart, man. The Lancer just
this
has
is what
so
we're
much
talking
heart.
about when we're talking about sporty individual. I mean, you can see sort of the way the board's going with this. Into cars that are very individual, express themselves, the Swift, the Lancer, and also, I guess, the Volvo C30. I mean, what a car. If anyone was really going to express themselves, it's that car. Somebody took their happy pills when they designed that.
It really is. It's a great looking car. And in fact, one of those things when you look at it first, like, no, I don't. Maybe I shouldn't, because it just, maybe it's too much. You do avant-garde, but you know what? It's a great car, great packaging, and we enjoyed driving it. Excellent car.
It really does match the performance and, of course, the looks. I mean, it's a car that is already a modern-day icon, even just when it comes out new. It's like the first Mini, the Volkswagen Beetle. These are cars that just instantly grab you and put a smile in your face. So there's plenty more coming up, because the C Awards is all about picking the best of the best. So if you're in the market to buy a car, don't touch that dial, because we're going to be giving it to you straight. What's up next?
Well, up next, my friend, is the sedan class, executive, sport, premium, and premium luxury. More to come, folks. Stand by.
Thank you very much once again to Mr. Inigo Roses and Ms. Pia Boren, and congratulations also to the Compact Car Class awardees. And thank you to Kevin and James. And if you know Kevin and James, you know something was a little bit wrong with that video. I'll tease that and we'll tell you a little bit later.
How come Kevin looks so much taller?
Doesn't TV add 5 to 10
weight. I'm sorry.
Inches?
Height. It adds height, definitely. Oh, at this point, we'd also like to encourage, by the way, our winners. You know, we know that, your brand speaks for itself, but of course, we'd like to hear a little something from all of you as well. So
don't be shy.
Yes,
They were kidding when they said they were not expecting, long acceptance speeches like acting awards, but by all means, go ahead.
Exactly. Well, anyway, moving on.
Do you have any violent reactions so far with the awardees that were
absolutely
awarded
not.
earlier?
No, not at all, because I totally love compact cars. I mean, with all the narrow roads here in Metro Manila and all that traffic, irritating traffic, it is really a relief if you drive one.
Absolutely. And usually, compact cars work for single guys and girls, but if you have a family already, especially Filipinos who are very clannish and groupy, they bring their moms, their dads, their lola, their tita, their yaya, their dog. Then you have the SUVs and the AUVs, and those are the choices.
Hold on. You're kind of getting ahead there, buddy, because we have to move on first with the... Are we moving on? Yes, with the sedan class.
Oh, okay, fine. The sedan class and first. Well, I just got excited for the bigger boys and the bigger toys. Anyways, here to present the sedan class nominees are a very popular and successful racing instructor, a racetrack hunk, and an accomplished race car beauty. She's also a Pinoy Big Brother Celebrity Edition third big winner. Please welcome Mr. JP Tuazon and Miss Gabby De La Merced.
Okay, thanks TJ and Bianca. Hello, Gabby.
Hello. So, are we racing tonight, JP?
Well, I think everybody is racing for the awards tonight, and let's see who the nominees are.
All right. Well, at this point, we have 12 nominees and only 4 winners for the sedan class.
That's right, Gabby. And to start off with the nominees for the Executive Sedan of the Year, to be in this category, a sedan has to be no more than 2.7 million pesos in its highest trim specification. not longer than 5 meters, and not heavier than 1,800 kilograms, with an engine displacement no larger than 3.6 liters.
Ooh, interesting. All right, a new ceiling of 2.7 million for a sedan car. Well, the cars that made it to the final 3 for Executive Sedan of the Year are...
Now the Camry has been setting the benchmark for years now. Just take a look at it. It is really gorgeous. And then once you sit inside, it all starts to spoil you with beautiful trim. And of course that trademark Toyota quality control. It's a car that you want to pry the keys off your driver off.
The medium executive class is pretty crowded right now with some fantastic rides. Now, Mitsubishi came up with a very logical answer to it. They decided to find their own little thing, and what they picked was comfort. That's the first thing that will get you about the Galant. You drive it, it's not the most powerful in its class, but it makes up for it in just pure comfort. So if you are in a chauffeur-driven car, it really is a nice place to spend a lot of time in. And that's important with a car like this. Very smooth, quiet, nice interior, good appointments. And this is why, despite all the competitors in that particular segment, we still nominated this one for the C Editor's Pick.
Of all the cars in the executive class, each one does something really, really well. Nissan have chosen to do comfort really well. They've thrown basically everything in that direction. And driving the Tiana, that's really what overwhelms you, is the sense of comfort that you get from the car. It really feels luxurious, whether in the front, in the back. They've focused all their energy there, and it really is quite rewarding, especially if you're going to spend this kind of money and you're going to be chauffeured around. It doesn't really get a whole lot better than the Tiana.
Okay, and the Executive Sedan of the Year winner is the
Toyota Camry 3.5Q.
We'd like to call on Mr. Danny Isla, Vice President for Marketing and Sales at Toyota Motor Philippines, to accept this award. Thank you, Mr. Isla. And the next award up for grabs in the sedan class is the Sport Executive Sedan Car of the Year.
Yes, for this sedan type, it should not cost less than 2.4 million pesos, and its lower trim specifications, not longer than 4.6 meters, not heavier than 1,600 kilograms curb weight, with not less than 140 brake horsepower, and with engine displacement no larger than 2.5 liters.
And the final 3 cars for this category are...
Mercedes put their heads together and they came up with the 3rd generation C-Class, which is what we're driving right now, which is by far the best one to date. This one delivers it right from the word go. As soon as you drive out of the showroom in pretty much standard 200K, it's already there, everything. It's a 1.8 liter engine, but don't let that fool you. Check this out. That is power because it's supercharged. So you can drive with economy if you're taking it easy, but if you want to put your foot down, a lot is lurking underneath your right foot. And this is what we really love about the new C-Class. It's incredibly safe. It's got this feeling that it was carved out of one solid chunk of metal. It feels like you're almost driving a Volt. And it gives you that full-on Mercedes-Benz feeling every single time. The BMW 320d represents the most practical and versatile model in the entire 3 Series lineup. Well, at least here in the Philippines. You see, it's got the best of both worlds. We don't want that horsepower all the way at the top end for a car on our roads. Let's face it, you want the torque down low, power where you need it. You want the car to squirt in and out of traffic. Plus,
As almost an entry-level BMW 3 Series, you get all the goodies like 18-inch rims, a hi-fi stereo, leather seats, electric at that. So you're also getting the goodies. You don't feel like you've been compromised, which is why it makes it to the C Editor's Picks as a nominee.
Fantastic car with all the goodies in it. It was a car that was probably the perfect result from the marriage of Daimler and Chrysler. I mean, all you have to do is just take a look at the features of this car to know that it's money well spent. You've got an engine that gives you 250 horsepower coming from a V6, also 250 pounds of torque. Helps to get the body moving a little quickly off the line.
And the Sport Executive Sedan of Car of the Year goes to
the Mercedes-Benz C200K.
Maybe call on Mr. Andros Villarasa, the Senior Marketing Communications Manager to accept the award. Next up is the fight for the Premium Executive Sedan of the Year.
And to belong to this category, a sedan car should not cost less than 3.2 million pesos in its lowest trim spec, not longer than 5 meters, and not heavier than 1,800 kilograms, and with an engine displacement no larger than 5 liters.
Well, here are the best 3 of this type of sedan.
We all know Volvos are safe. That's cliche already. And we also know they're very comfortable. But what they're really getting a reputation for now is value for money and performance. And nothing flies the flag prouder than the new Volvo S80. For the money, you get all the luxury features that you expect in a car of this caliber. Also, you get the world's lightest V8, the best seats in the business probably, an incredible sound system, and very, very good service as well. So, with all of these put together, it should come as no surprise why it makes it into the C Editor's Picks. The 5 Series has always been a very special car for a couple of good reasons. It's both a luxury car and a real sports sedan all at the same time. The new 530D, well, improved in just about every single way. Also a bit of a facelift, new lamps, little touches here and there. Now it has a start-stop button. It's also got extra horses, which it was always a pleasure to get up to speed, but from 218 to 235, well, that's a big jump for us. If you could sum up the 530D in just one single word, it's torque. Pure torque and just pure pleasure. Every single inch of that accelerator is just loaded with power, and it's a very satisfying drive. So what makes the Audi A6 a whole lot different? Well, number one, it's all-wheel drive. Also, you've got a terrific diesel engine. The 3-liter diesel can really propel you from 0 to 100 in no time at all. Plus, you get all that economy that's usually reserved for cars half this size. Fit and finish is first class. Absolutely fantastic job on the inside. Leather interior, everything is just screwed together so well. It's a very, very satisfying drive.
And the Premium Executive Sedan of the Year is
the Audi A6 3.0 TDI Quattro.
And we call on Mr. Armando Del Rosario of PJ to accept this award. We are now down to the last of our classes, and the award up for grab is the Premium Luxury Sedan of the Year.
Yes, for this type, It should not cost less than 5.5 million pesos in its lowest trim specifications, not shorter than 5.0 meters, not heavier than 2,100 kilograms curb weight, with not less than 220 horsepower, regardless of engine displacement.
And the top 3 vehicles for this class are...
The Audi A8 with a 3.2-liter has all the benefits of the flagship, but with all the practicality of the V6 engine. We nominated it because it's just a great package and it's actually still fun to drive.
You won't get any better kit than this. You've got top-of-the-line seats here, all made of pure, luxurious leather. Now, you also have, in the back seat, a variable control here for all of your seating positions. It is just mountains of legroom over here, and it is, of course, the preferred transport for the top executives. As rewarding as it is here in the back seat, the front, you certainly don't miss out because you're being tugged along or pulled by a 3.5-liter V6 engine producing over 270 horsepower. It also is mated to an awesome 7-speed shifter. It is fantastic. BMW 730 LD. It's the top of the line. It's everything the company knows, all thrown into one luxury car. And as far as Filipinos are concerned, we feel it represents the best model because with the L, you get a little bit more leg room, as most owners will be in the back, even though this car is best enjoyed up here. Plus, with diesel economy, fantastic power, fantastic torque, it really is, and possibly, the best luxury car available on the market.
Okay, and the premium luxury sedan car of the year is...
The Mercedes-Benz S350L.
Congratulations. Can we call on the chairman of Catch Motors, Mr. Greg Yu, to accept the award?
And just when you thought it couldn't get any more exciting, we've cranked it up a notch or two with 4 of the most awaited cars. Well, actually, they're not really the most awaited cars because...
They're all awaited, man.
Exactly right. But these are the cars that if you got that little bump in the pay, you could afford getting one of these.
Boy, what a hint. That was subtle, wasn't it?
All right, wanted to just slip that through there. Obviously, it didn't work. But you know what? I did notice here, Kevin, a big difference. Not a lot of oohs and ahs when they called out the Toyota Camry.
Hey, the Camry has it all, buddy. It's got it all. It's hard to fault it. Really, in every count, it's got comfort, it's got power, and it's actually pretty economical. If you're light in the foot,
Which
excellent vehicle.
But we're talking about the 3.5Q. This is a 277 horsepower. Great car. Now the board has agreed with the buying public because that is the best-selling car in its class. Also, here's where I noticed a few raised eyebrows. I even took a duck there for a little while. They didn't want to get hit by anything blunt or a bread roll or anything like that. They announced a C200K. A lot of people might disagree with the board. What do you say to them?
Well, the BMW 320D
puts together a solid argument, doesn't it?
It is solid. It just got revised. More power, better packaging, moonroof, mixed 18-inch wheels, hi-fi stereo, great car, frugal, as you know in Australia.
Exactly. I had the car for 9 days. I averaged 19.5 kilometers a liter on the highway, plus about 14 in the city. I had the grunt where I needed it because you can't do anything over the speed limit there.
Was it good enough? Was it good enough? That's the thing. It is great, but the Mercedes just had just a little bit more. A little bit more of this, a little bit of that. It's the details, my friends.
All right.
Sorry.
If you were going to jump up a little bit higher, it was the Audi A6. Now, that one, a lot of people will agree with you there, but it's trumped a pretty special car, the BMW 530.
It is. It is a C favorite. The 530D has been a huge favorite in the magazine. We've all loved it. But the A6, again, the packaging of it has comfort, the melding of comfort, power, and the driver, a regular driver, not like us crazy guys, but a regular driver can drive the car with more confidence because you got the Quattro system, and just the power delivery is exceptional.
All right, and it's also has a little bit of a smoother ride. Takes a little bit of that
yes, it
sporty
does. It
edge
does.
off that. Now, we also know in the final segment there, the Mercedes-Benz S350. This is an icon in the Philippines. I mean, that silver star has so many connotations, and it all leads to one road, luxury.
Absolutely.
So no surprises there. But it was also up against some stiff competition. Did the board have a hard time there?
Actually, it was, because the Audi A8 and the BMW 7 Series are both exceptional vehicles. They're the flagships. The flagships of both brands. But again, the S-Class has been the trendsetter, has all the innovations, all the technology. Again, it's by small margins once again.
Well, there you go.
Once
And if
again.
you've got anything more than 100 octane in your blood level, you're going to want to stick around for the next awards. We're talking about the sports sedans and the coupes, plus the premium sports sedans and their two-door brothers. All that's coming up, so stay tuned.
All right, thank you once again to Mr. JP Tuazon and Miss Gabby De La Merced. And congratulations also to the sedan class winners. So far, any favorites among the winners, Bianca?
Well, obviously, TJ, anything more than 5.5 million is a hands-down favorite for me. But of course, I am just dreaming because I really don't think I can afford to drive anything that expensive.
Well,
but Kevin will buy something for me. Aw.
Or he can lend you one or bring you along and test drive. But I don't believe you, Bianca. Don't you agree with me, Kevin? Someone as beautiful as Bianca Valerio should be driving the best cars and riding the best cars. And speaking of the best cars, we're slowly but surely getting to know each and every best car tonight.
Okay,
right?
thank you, TJ, for your compliments, but we all know that is not going to get me the car. But of course, we are getting to know the best in the lineup of the sports sedan coupe.
And I am very excited to see the results for this class. And to help us roll down the red carpet for the best in the sports car coupe class, our 10-time rally champion, Mr. Vip Isada, with his son, who is also a rally champion himself, Mr. Ivan Isada, and Pinoy Big Brother's second season housemate and new ABS-CBN show Lobo cast member, Miss Dion Isada.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Dion.
Hello, gentlemen. So, what are we up to now?
Good evening, Dion. What's up at this point is something that, for me and my dad, represents the real thing when it comes to real driving.
I have to say that sounds really exciting. And by the way, I just have to mention this. You both look like you're just brothers.
You must be kidding. Oh, thank you, Dion. You're beautiful, but I'm afraid the next set of winners will be your tough competition in our eyes. As we have now the winners for the sports sedan coupe class.
Well, I was kind of expecting that already. Ladies and gentlemen, first up are the runaway nominees for the Sports Sedan Coupe of the Year.
If you're in the market for a sports sedan, there are really a lot of options available. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck, the Subaru Impreza STI delivers probably the most smiles per miles that you can get for the kind of budget. Now, not just is it a fire-breathing sports sedan that has earned its reputation on rally circuits all around the world, it is also a car that you can live with every single day. So it's like having your own secret little weapon. You know what? This is a really cool car. The reason we picked it is because we feel it's the best way you should enjoy a 3 Series. It's just got such a terrific chassis that when the 2 doors, it just feels more intimate inside, a little more involving. And it is the first time that BMW Philippines have actually brought in a 2-door coupe, aside of course the M3. But for a regular 3 Series, this is pretty much it. It's got great power, great handling, and it just looks terrific. The Audi TT 2-liter TFSI. What a car. I remember first driving this car, or at least the engine of this car, in an A3, and I could imagine this in a much smaller, lighter body that was purpose-built for speed. And This car just is like a rocket. For a 2-liter, it is simply unbelievable. Get behind the wheel and just floor it, and all of a sudden you're just taken into a new dimension. It is so strong that when you put it next to the 3.2-liter, you don't feel a whole lot of difference, really. In fact, there's so much power, the only downside is it tends to overwhelm the front wheels. But it is a terrific driving experience, and being an Audi, it runs rings around the rest of the cars.
Sedan car should be not cost more than 1.3 million pesos in its lowest trim specifications, not longer than 4.6 meters, not heavier than 1,600 kilograms, with not less than 160 horsepower, and with engine displacement no larger than 3.5 liters.
And the sports sedan coupe of the year is the Subaru Impreza STI 2006.
General Manager Nikki Mariano to accept the award.
To the C team, thanks a lot, guys. Kevin, Tito, James, you did good work.
Class is a premium sports sedan coupe of the year.
To be under this category, a car, whether 2-door coupe or convertible, 4-door sedan or wagon, should not cost less than 6 million in its lowest specification, no longer than 4.6 meter, not heavier than 1.8 tons, with not less than 400 horsepower, regardless of engine displacement.
Wow. 400 horsepower, you guys. Imagine that speed. Well, anyway, only 2 cars made for the chance to be this year's Premium Sports Sedan Coupe of the Year, and I heard it was a heated battle between the drivers too.
Audi RS4 is a huge favorite in C Magazine. With all the performance of that 4.2-liter V8 and the incredible Quattro system, this car is not only great looking and practical, but it's actually still very comfortable and you can drive this every day. That's why we thought that this could be the perfect competition to the new M3. And I'm hoping that it can stand against the M3.
It all comes down to how it drives. Never mind how it looks. It's got a heritage of 20 years that it needs to live up to.
And the Premium Sports Sedan Coupe of the Year is
the
BMW M3.
Accepting the award is Mr. Leto Herman.
Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations, Steve, for putting together this fantastic event and great awards. Thank you for recognizing what a wonderful car the BMW M3 is. I'm going to try and say as much as I can now because considering the competition, I don't think I'll be up here very often. But congratulations to the rest of the winners as well. Thank you very much.
Now things get really interesting.
Interesting?
Yeah, interesting.
Very interesting choice of words.
Why?
I would have said alarming.
Oh, come on, James.
Okay, listen, hear me out for a second, all right? I have nothing against the Subaru. Let me put that on the table, all right? I love
Rah,
Subaru.
rah, rah.
STI cranks it up a notch. We got the Boxer engine. We got the all-wheel drive, symmetrical. Plus, it's just got power everywhere. Bang for your buck. But, outgoing model. Ring a bell?
Oh, here we go. I knew he was going to bring this up.
I have to
I knew he was
because,
gonna bring this up.
listen, picture a guy from Ford out there sitting there either in the audience or sitting behind the television set right now going, hey, they might have lost their crown because of an outgoing model. There's a new model on the horizon.
I have the perfect answer to that.
Okay, well, I'm dying to hear it.
Okay, the simple thing is this. The Ford Focus is a mass-produced car. Yes, we love it, but it's meant to be built for the mass. I mean, for more people. The Subaru STI is a cult favorite. It's meant for few people who really enjoy this car and they could really appreciate what it can do. And that's why the board chose the STI.
Sounded rehearsed. Sounded too rehearsed. Too polished for me.
Oh, come
but
on.
But I'll buy it. You know what?
Come
I'll buy it because
on.
the next argument is going to get even hotter. This argument started in Spain in Ascari racetrack when I drove the BMW M3 flat out. 8,400 RPM in 6th gear. Woo! You get really in touch with your spiritual side. Right. It feels sensational. Kevin wouldn't believe me.
Nope.
He thought the RS4 was a champ.
Absolutely.
This is, mind you, not having driven the BMW M3.
I'm confident.
We took the fight to Manila. We brought both cars, but it was all of a sudden Audi territory.
And I tried to cheat. I brought 2 Audi RS4s, just to be sure.
All right, well, in the end, it came up with the BMW M3. Let me just tell you why. The BMW M3 is a real driver's car. And if you want to talk about sports sedans or coupes, the very essence of the word is embodied by the BMW M3. Really, for me, it's a hands-down winner.
Right.
We would have had serious problems had it not won.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you this.
Absolutely. No, actually, I completely concur. I actually drove the M3 faster in the wet than I did with the Audi RS4, which I was completely shocked. I was horrified. I mean, it was Quattro territory. It was wet. It was soaking wet. And, I mean, the M3 was harder to control, so you need to know what you're doing. And that's why I think where the Audi RS4 is actually where it actually benefits more, because that more people can enjoy the RS4, I still believe, than the M3.
You do realize he's still talking about the PlayStation version, right? Because when we drove it in real life, it was a whole different story. But we won't get into that because we still got a whole lot more coming up in the show. What's coming up next?
Boy. Well, coming up next is the sports cars, the cabriolets, the coupes, and the supercars.
All right, thank you once again to Mr. Vip Isada, Mr. Ivan Isada, and Ms. Dion Monsanto. And congratulations to the sports sedan coupe class winners.
Well, so far, we've already given 10 C Awards for tonight. 18 more to go, and to give our next 4 are what I believe is the first family of motoring in the country.
I perfectly know these guys to be Miguel, George, Louis, Cookie, and Pocholo. The Ramirez boys, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. I brought along all my sons tonight because, as they say, the family that drives together have to give awards together. How do you like that?
And we have the winners now for the sports car class nominees. Perfect choice for the car class for us to give away, I may say.
Oh, anyway, boys, under this class are 4 categories. Let's start off with the sports car. Belong to this category A2, that means 2 doors, coupes or convertibles should not have less than 200 horsepower regardless of engine displacement and not heavier than 1,700 kilograms curb weight.
Wonder which of the 3 cars made it to the top in this category. Let's watch the videos.
Now this is another C favorite in which we consider to be the epitome of the most perfect 911. It has all the raw performance without sacrificing luxury. This car is absolutely flawless. This is BMW's answer to a Porsche. It's competent. It's got great dynamics and very good looking. All the elements of a great sports car. In a slew of sports cars and supercars that included a Mercedes-Benz SLR, Aston Martin Vantage, and the Lamborghini Gallardo at the Paul Ricard circuit, the R8 was a standout. It has amazing balance and outstanding feel, allowing us to rocket past cars with much more horsepower because we could exit the circuit corners so much faster and cleaner than they could. The Audi R8 feels wired to your automotive desires, turning your wish for a tighter line or a wider four-wheel drift into a reality just by the caress of the steering wheel or the flick of a gear shift. Excellent Audi detail to the interior means you don't have to sacrifice too much to the needs of lightness. If they don't see it coming, the Audi R8 will have quite a few supercar drivers moving to the right lane of the Autobahn.
And the sports car of the year is Audi,
Audi
R8.
Can we please call the president of PGA Cars, Mr. Miguel Cayuto, to accept the awards?
Thank you, C Magazine, for this award. Lito, next trophy will be only for you.
Congratulations to Mike and the sports car winner. Up next, we have the Cabriolet Coupe. Whether two-door or convertible, should not cost less than 3.2 million. In its lowest trim, ouch. Specifications no longer than 4.8 meters with not less than 200 horsepower. Not less than 200 horsepower, regardless of the engine displacement.
And the cars that made it to the final consideration are...
Basically, take the awesome Porsche 911 Turbo, chop the roof, add effective reinforcement without too much weight, and a retractable soft top, so now you can add the environment to the maximum enjoyment of driving one of the world's best performing cars. Volvo C70 T5. C Magazine picked it as a contender because of its Pininfarina design, the outstanding Dyne audio, its tractable T5 engine, and actually its excellent, solid, retractable roof, which is very insulated. But the only little problem is that the suspension's a little soft. It's more of a cruiser than a sporty car, but it's just so much fun, beautiful, and just scalable. The Jaguar XKR is actually quite the, how would you call this, controversial nominee because very few of us have actually driven it. But in the end, it's a fantastic vehicle. It's absolutely outstanding for long distance cruising, and it's great looking, and it's finally the best Jaguar ever made. The perfect marriage of heritage, performance, and luxury.
And the Cabriolet Coupe GT of the year is Jaguar XKR.
I admire you with your 4 sons. I have 1 son with me tonight, and I think I outranked him. so I came up for the honors.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you.
Anyway, to all of you car aficionados, we're here to serve the market, provide a product, and let's all coexist in this very interesting market. Thank you so much.
Okay, the next category is what we dream about all night. After watching these videos, I'm really excited actually to see them. You're gonna hate Kevin and James. Anyway, the next category, the supercars.
Belong to this category. Two-door coupe or convertible should have not less than 400 horsepower, regardless of the engine displacement.
I understand the guys from C went to Europe. I mean, it must have been difficult at the time. You know, you go to Europe, you test drive supercars. Need a cameraman? Okay, the guys from C test drive all these cars in Europe, and this is what they came up with.
How could we possibly not nominate the Porsche GT2, the most powerful twin turbo that Porsche has ever made? It's so brutal, it's so amazing. It just makes you want to cry. It's fantastic.
Let's go!
What is amazing about now we're in third gear. The Ferrari is just drivable. It makes anyone feel like a really good driver, whereas this one, you really better cross your T's and dot your I's, because there's no way in the world that this baby's going to forgive even the most elementary of errors. It is so demanding. It's like an Italian mistress, you know?
Any words, Mr. Deacon?
So far, it's the first car that's managed to shut me up.
Don't see?
What a hard job.
Pagani Zonda F Club Sport.
C Magazine is very proud to present this award to you, Horacio, for an incredible achievement. Your cars are absolutely outstanding, and it represents everything that C stands for. And we're very, very proud and honored to actually allow us to drive your cars. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Niente, sono molto felice di questo bellissimo premio che premia il lavoro del mio team, che è un team molto forte, con degli artisti, con dei talenti, con delle persone molto molto brave. Perciò questo è un premio per noi, è un premio anche per il Made in Italy. Ed è un premio anche per chi crede che nelle macchine c'è ancora del romanticismo, cioè noi crediamo che la macchina è ancora un oggetto d'arte e anche romantico, perciò noi ci impegniamo molto e siamo felici di che nel vostro territorio questo sia, nonostante è così lontano, sia invece riconosciuto. Grazie.
Che prego, prego.
Now, see, this is where the word interesting would actually work. Okay, let's face it, because it is now finally getting interesting. All right, Audi, no argument, sorry.
No argument.
Hate to
Sorry.
disappoint you, but it is a worthwhile winner.
The Porsche GT3 is incredible, but the R8 the Audi R8 just has so much for everybody else. And it's got something for the enthusiast. It's got something for the guy who just wants to have a luxury car. It has everything. It actually drives like a luxury sedan.
Exactly
It's
right.
an incredible, incredible car.
This is where we're going to have trouble.
All right.
The next one.
All right. Here we go.
I love Jaguar. Okay, great car too. A lot of history there.
Yep.
But you put it
Heritage.
against a Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet.
Variant.
Big problem with me. Big
Variant.
problem. All right, you can enunciate all you like. It's not going to change my point of view. You're like comparing in a sports car,
yes,
a Samurai to a dessert spoon. Okay,
It's a hell of a dessert spoon.
it is. It's very sweet. I have to admit.
Christoph.
But you've got scalpel-like handling with the Porsche. Plus, you've already got that power. I mean, it's just immense in every single aspect of the
Well,
word.
the thing is, my friend, the only thing that's drawing him is that you can put the top down. It is a 911 Turbo. It is incredible. It's a thoroughbred. I agree. But in the GT segment, long distance driving, in comfort, with a lot of passenger room, you'll be surprised, you can actually fit people in the back and trunk space. It's incredible. It's a great car. It really is.
Keep telling yourself that. It'll become true after a while. Seriously, it's one of those things. Let's move on because I think we have to agree to disagree
All right, all
here.
right.
All right, in the next segment, there was a few touchy moments, although it wasn't really, I think the best car did win. But I just have to point out a couple of things that I had with the Pagani. While it was an exceptional car, more power than most human beings will know what to do with, it's the drivability that sort of got me. I was kind of scraping every time I went on the hairpin, and when I hit the
Yeah, you're
banqueta,
right. Actually,
that
I
was
agree.
really
I
awful.
agree. But the thing is, Horacio Pagani, when he builds a car like the Pagani Zonda F Club Sport, and I just want to emphasize this: it was a world first drive, which is incredible. I mean, the car was magnificent, and when this man puts his effort into this car, it's incredible. The attention to detail. I mean, you were there.
You know
You've
what?
seen the gifts.
If I may interrupt you, when the man puts his name on the car, you're buying part of his life.
Absolutely.
Not just the car.
Absolutely.
You bought his time, his love, his patience, and his passion.
You feel it.
I'm feeling it now. I really am. We may need to move on because there's still so much in store here at the 4th Annual C Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Awards. Find out who that is after the break.
Whew, wow.
Don't you
Okay.
just love James and Kevin?
No. We were supposed to all hate them officially after that segment. But wow, love to hate them indeed. Thank you, first of all, to the Ramirez boys, Mr. Pocholo, Cookie, Louie, George, and Miguel. I would love to have any one of those three supercars in that category, Bianca. I'd feel like Superman if I will have the chance to drive one of those in Manila or even just in the Rotonda of
I know. You know,
Glorieta.
I'm just so sorry, TJ, but I just have to say, don't you love it when Kevin was talking to Mr. Pagani, and, you know, he couldn't understand him, and he was probably thinking, I'm sure you must be saying nice things if only I knew what they were, but it looks good. I love it.
That was a nice red scarf.
Yes, it was. Very
Nice
fashionable touch. Well, okay, getting back, TJ, I would really love to hitch a ride with you if you really get to drive one of those,
Yeah.
but I would like to be sort of your lowest lane. And speaking of Superman, since you've already mentioned it, we have one guy with us tonight who is most worthy to be called a Superman when it comes to his commitment to pioneering efforts both in the broadcasting and the industrial aspect of the country's motoring community.
And to know more about this man, let us call an equally well-respected man in this industry. Please welcome back Mr. Pocholo Ramirez to present the C Lifetime Achievement Award for 2008 to his old friend and co-host.
Sorry, I have to bring this to remind me what to say. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I am pleased to introduce C Magazine's Lifetime Achievement Award for the year, my compadre, Butch Gamboa.
Early on, Ray Butch Gamboa knew he had the gift of the gab. At 16, he was already a DJ. He ended his career as a popular DJ at ABS-CBN, where another career started, that of a stock exchange reporter. He would later become an account manager for the station. After martial law, Butch started a trailblazing program that would rev up a whole industry. In 1987, with local motorsports legend Pocholo Ramirez, Butch launched Motoring Today. Butch would later venture into pioneering business and news magazine shows as well, but motoring has always been his passion. In 1993, Butch launched Race Weekend, spurring renewed interest in circuit racing after a 17-year absence. In 1998, Butch co-produced Autofocus, again boosting an ailing local automotive industry. Motoring today is now on its 21st year, providing unparalleled service to the general motoring public. Autofocus, meanwhile, has firmly established its niche viewership among automobile enthusiasts. And tonight, the man who created the Autofocus People's Choice Awards is himself an awardee for a career's work in tirelessly promoting and supporting Philippine motoring. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa.
Oh, I forgot to say something before he has a chance to say something.
As always.
We became a very close, almost like family, and
He was my father.
well, baby calls me dad, okay, but my kids call him Kuya Butch.
Thank you, Pochi. I tell you, Kevin, this guy must really think highly of this event. He's not in shorts and with a barong boot. Anyway, you see, when Kevin first mentioned to me about the award, I was so tempted to say, Kevin, is this some sort of a joke? Of course, he was on the phone, so I couldn't tell if he had his tongue in his cheek or if he was serious. But so to be safe, I said, okay, it'll be an honor to be given such an award. But then when I told my friends about the award, my very close friends, of course, a lot of them said, hey, that's something, you know. At least it's not being given to you posthumously. And this is a recognition of what you have contributed to the industry, whatever that was. But then there was this level-headed guy in the group who said, look, Butch, you know what Lifetime Achievement Awards really mean? It's a very subtle way of saying, hey, guy, they're too long. It's time for you to retire. But then I thought of my friend. At over 75 years, he was still winning races, you know. So why can't I go on with my TV stuff? If Pocholo can do it, you know. The last championship he won was the Miata race, right? You were 73 or something, 74? Yeah? Oh, okay. And to top it all, he's about 30 years older than me. Would you believe 25? Anyway, let's go to the serious business. You should have told me that I can use the teleprompter. Now I have to strain my eyes. Just to prove to you that this award is not because I'm old. Anyway, a pleasant good evening to everyone here, the guests of honor, that's everybody, presenters, the management and staff of this prestigious publication, the members of SPMJ, Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists. I know you're there. You're out there. And all my colleagues in the motoring world, including those who want me to retire. You may know me as someone who is quite self-confident, gregarious, but accepting an award such as this is always tricky business for me. A lifetime award is always the height of prestige for any recipient, never mind the age implication that goes with it. So I would like to think that this lifetime award that you are very kindly conferring on me tonight does not have anything to do with seniority. I would like to think of it as the other side of a two-way street, a long, winding road that is filled with challenges, but is likewise filled with mutual respect and shared friendship. Many of us here are colleagues in the motoring beat. Most of our friends from the automotive industry are also gathered here tonight to break bread with us. As most awards go, this is a celebration of sorts. And tonight, I am proud to share the honors with all the nominees in the different automobile categories, and of course, the men and women representing the assemblers of these vehicles. C Magazine has really outdone itself this year with the videos shot on location in Europe. Congratulations to Kevin Limhuko, James Deacon, I don't see him around. Yeah, I hate him for driving a Ferrari in the track. Of course, Tito, and to the rest of the hardworking men and women of C Magazine. As for the Lifetime Achievement Award, it is a pleasure to accept the recognition of my peers in the industry. It is an industry closest to the hearts of all of us here. Media has always been in my blood. In fact, I always say that I was born into it. In my line of work, I have married the exciting worlds of media and motoring. And I dare say, have achieved a small measure of success for this marriage. We have created our own niche in the industry, and this was born out of our own blood, sweat, and tears. But most important, we never could have arrived if it were not for the unqualified support of all the members of this industry, from our friends in the automobile field to the motoring journalists. To say that I have contributed greatly to the industry is already awesome for me, but to be singled out for a Lifetime Achievement Award makes it all the more real for me. It has been a pleasure to serve the industry, and I look forward to more fruitful and exciting interaction with you guys. In closing, may I congratulate the men and women behind C Magazine for an excellent and very dynamic publication. And may I just say, I'm glad to be in such good company. You should have told me you would go on television.
We'll be doing motoring today even on wheelchairs.
So we're now down to the half of the awards tonight.
Only
and
half?
Only half.
Wow, okay.
It gets more exciting that, and we're up next to our next set, TJ.
All right, and here are the hosts of the radio show Counterflow on NU 107, race engineer Pacho Blanco and his co-host DJ Alan Ranch.
Good evening to all the people here tonight. Wow, it's been a long time since I've last seen you, Pacho.
Yeah, I think it was in the table or Wednesday in Counterflow, no?
Oh, okay. Shameless plug. Since James is part of the show every
exactly.
Wednesday.
So we have the right.
So, yeah, we have the right to promote it. And plus, it's going to be shown on TV, so this is the best time to announce
I guess we are not allowed to mention anything next Wednesday until the TV show comes out, right?
I think so. We have to ask Kevin first. Yeah. But good evening tonight. We're here again to give away 2 awards, the Multi-Purpose Vehicle, or MPV of the Year Award, and the Pickup of the Year Award.
Well, fair enough. So I will do the MPV and you do the pickup. You're good at it.
What? Pick up?
Yep.
Pick up the car?
I don't know. Or lines?
No.
The MPV. The nominee has to be like this. 1.2 million peso below, need a minimum of 4 side doors, and maximum capacity of 6 passengers in a 3-row seat. And also has to be shorter than 4.8 meters.
The top 3 of this category, let's watch the videos.
of the biggest reasons why we ended up nominating the Mitsubishi Fusion was it's Mitsubishi celebrating how diverse the market has become, slotting things in between there. And I think the Fusion's pretty much hit it right on the head there. It gives us a very affordable luxury people mover without quite the price of stepping up into a minivan or an SUV. Also, it's fully loaded, and that's always a big plus for a family looking for value for money. All of it ends up in a nice package that ends up as a nominee for the C Editor's Pick.
The Isuzu Sportivo is one of the most popular vehicles on the road. It's embraced, especially in the provinces, as it melds value with capacity. And it's got a pretty good looking face too.
One in every 10 vehicles sold last year was an Innova. We're now expecting comfort from our AUVs. We're expecting performance, power, and luxury as well. Toyota have really done it this time. Will we agree with those 10,544 people? It's just minutes away before we find out.
Well, and then the MPV of the year is... Curious, huh?
The Mitsubishi
Fusion.
Thank you very much, C Magazine, for this award. Thank you very much.
Next up is the fight for the pickup of the year award.
Okay, to get into this category, we have a pickup vehicle, should be at least a 2-door cab, or a 4-door crew cab with an 800 open cargo bed. So the question is, which is the top 3 best pickup vehicles in the land vying for the highest seat honors? So let's find out and watch the videos again.
Any car company that's made a bigger comeback than Rocky, it's got to be Mitsubishi. All new models this last year and an all new pickup. It's the kind of pickup that if you ever thought they had to all be built like a shoebox, Mitsubishi tried to think out of that box and they came up with this really gorgeous shape for a pickup. It's not just the outside, it carries through the theme all inside, which is one of the things we really liked about the pickup and why we also nominated it. Was it gives you passenger car-like feel inside. Plus, of all the pickups, it's got the most civilized ride. Well, there's no shortage of heroes in the pickup segment. You've got a lot of tough trucks out there to choose from. A lot. But the Nissan Navara, well, it's got a fresh new face. It is the new frontier, as they say. It's a lot of fun, too. Good looking, tough, a lot of power, the most in its class. And it really makes you feel like you are your own superhero. Plus, it's got great four-wheel drive capabilities. So, it is a pretty crowded segment, but this one makes a pretty strong case. We like it. Built Ford Tough. That is probably 3 words that can really describe the Ford Ranger. I mean, it's got one of the strongest drivelines and chassis in the entire segment. It just feels bulletproof any which way you drive it. And of course, it's got an incredible capacity. Payload, drivability, it's all there. So, is it enough, though, to win the C Awards Editor's Picks?
Okay, the pickup of the year is
Nissan Navara.
Congratulations. I'd like to call Mr. Joe Murillo, Senior Manager for Marketing Sales Department of Universal Motors Corporation. Please come up to accept the award. Thank you.
Good evening to C Magazine management and staff, Universal Motors and Nissan. Thanks you for the award. Thank you very much.
Hero.
Mr. Butch Gamboa, fantastic job. A man who really has earned it.
Of course
Over
he has.
2 decades of commitment to the industry and just to us consumers. It's amazing. I mean, this...
Exactly right. He's had the longest running motoring television show in the history of the Philippines. And that in itself already is an achievement. Plus, he was the one who actually started the beat. Without Butch Gamboa, there was no motoring beat. So when he came in, he formed what we are today. So for that, we really, really are thankful. And I think it's a very deserved award.
Absolutely.
You know what? It was the one award where nobody disputed. Nobody went,
none.
oh.
None.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Hands down winner.
We've been watching Butch since we were in diapers.
Okay, let's not insult the man, all right? We were here to give him an award. Now, also, we were going to talk about Butch's features and handling, but it's a different type of award, as you understand. So let's move on to the next one, which was finally a car for normal people. MPVs.
There we go. Normal people. Do you like that?
Of
Normal
course,
people.
because here we are talking about supercars. There's only a small segment of the world. Like, how many people would actually buy a Pagani Zonda F Club Sport?
80 people?
Okay, all right. I thought you were going to just
You're
give...
right, you're right.
So you know what I mean. Now these are the families that are struggling. People who have to pay monthly payments on these cars. This is things that really hurt them. Every last feature makes a difference, and it's a very, very tight segment. I'll just ask you straight out.
Right.
Do you think the right car won?
Absolutely.
All right.
With conviction.
Okay, because you know that the Toyota Innova is, I know this is an argument I brought up before.
boy.
No, I'm not saying I disagree. But there was 10,422 people last year who would disagree with you.
They are correct. Yes, you see, I'm completely ambiguous, am I not? No, but honestly, they're correct. The Toyota Innova is a fantastic vehicle. But again, the Fusion actually probably have learned from Toyota's successes. And just, again, the little margins of improvement over the Innova was enough to take the award.
All right, I just wanted to argue with you. Technically, I actually
He
do
just
agree.
loves to argue
Exactly,
with me,
because
doesn't
I
he?
do believe that the Fusion has taken the AUV to a new height. I mean,
It
I
does.
was really impressed with the comfort and the quiet of that car. So
Absolutely.
well done to Mitsubishi.
Well, now for the pickup category. Now, Mr. Weiner here, do you have any problems
I'm the
with
voice
the winner?
of the consumer. I need to
Voice
whine.
of the consumer.
No, I'm just saying.
Whine,
Violent
whine,
reactions to the pickup trucks. You know what? No violent reactions. I believe that the Nissan Navara is an excellent pickup truck. Best power in its class.
Yep.
It's the newest, too. So
Right.
that's a big thing also if you're looking to buy a new vehicle. Here's where I have a small problem. Not necessarily with the winner, but the segment. It's very tricky. Hear me out. Don't
Okay,
interrupt.
I will.
A pickup truck, by definition, is meant to be a workhorse. However, there's a lot of urban cowboys out there who buy it for the looks and then complain about the ride. Where do you find that fine line and say, it's too matagtag or it's too hard a ride versus payload, versus engine capacity, versus all of this? Do you see where I'm going?
I see where you're going. I see where you're
the
going.
Mitsubishi Strada, for me, was the most drivable
It
pickup
is.
truck.
Actually, you're right. You're
And I
absolutely
could
right.
live with that day to day to day to day.
But its capacity to carry load was actually very limiting, and that was the problem. It had everything, but since the bed was too short, we had to give it to the Nissan.
All right. Well, I don't think I'll have much of a problem with that. So coming up next, what do we have to look forward to?
Oh, we got the compact SUVs up next.
Okay, we were just joking around about how Kevin is such a character. Apparently you play really amazing basketball. But so much-
Amazing.
amazing basketball.
Doesn't necessarily mean good. Okay? Amazing is just, you just be in awe.
Yeah, it's an overstatement. No, anyway.
And if you think Kevin is, talkative, talking about cars, wait till you see him when he plays basketball. Wow.
So that's
Anyways,
another show.
And if I didn't know Kevin and James, I would think they were going to have a brawl, taping those spills right after the show. Sans the nice fitting suits and the makeup. Yes, they did have some makeup on. And by the way, didn't you notice that Kevin, as we mentioned earlier, looked taller, but he also looked thinner in the
And
videos.
thinner.
Okay? And as I've mentioned, or I just mentioned, I've played basketball with this guy on numerous occasions, and he's at least 6 inches shorter than me and Kevin and James. And if James was really pissed off, all he should have done was this. kicked that box underneath
Well, you know
Kevin,
what?
and he would have fallen off.
I have to say, though, it's a good thing that they were off cam because most of the time we're already on cam. But for all you know, it's a camera trick.
Could be.
Thank God for television because, as you do know, Mr. Albert Martinez, the director of the show, is his friend. So it does help for him to look just a little sexier. Right, Kevin? Okay. So we've seen the winners for the MPV and the pickup class. So up next is the compact SUV class.
All right, and to help us with the announcement of the nominees and the winners, here's the Aftermarket Mafia. These are the guys who have got all the parts that you need. Guys, things that will make your cars look and perform even better. Here's Sammy Luson of Concept One Mag Wheels, Atoy Llave of A-Toy Body Kits, Arvin Lim of A&R Spring and Phil Stein Shocks, and Benedict Go of Sinan Light Bulbs and Hummer Philippines.
This is probably the first and last time we're going to see 4 of us in suits.
Good evening to everyone. And you very well know that we do have all the goodies for your cars out there.
But tonight we are here to give the good stuff when it comes to SUVs.
We are here to present the compact SUV class nominees. And to start it off, let's check out the compact SUVs with 5 seats.
The Mitsubishi Outlander puts the sport into the whole utility vehicle segment. You've got these great paddle shifters for a start. It just makes you feel like you're going fast, even when you're parked. But once you do crank that ignition, boy, does it really come alive. Great handling, lots of power, 220 horses, plus, of course, a very composed and firm ride. Plus, the sound system, Rockford Fosgate, 350 watts. And if you ever run out of music, listen to this. Now in its 3rd generation, the CR-V is just going from strength to strength. And this latest one, well, it is definitely their best so far. All of the little quirks have been ironed out. You get a 2.4-liter engine, very, very economical, but with the power as well. And it's very, very popular, so it shouldn't surprise anyone while it's here as a nominee in the C Editor's Picks. Subaru have always done things a little different, and the Subaru Forester is no exception. It is the first SUV, compact SUV, that put the sport in utility vehicle. And this is one of the reasons that makes it so special, and certainly one of the reasons why it makes it into our nominees for the C Editor's Picks.
Compact SUV with 5 seats of the year is Honda CR-V 2.4 4x4 80. After we call on the representative of Honda to accept the award,
Thank you very much for this honor of a pleasant evening. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the compact SUV with 5 seats of the year.
And next up for distinction is the compact SUV.
to get into this category, an SUV should have a maximum of 5 seats. It should be shorter than 4.7 meters and should be powered by a diesel engine.
And the top 3 compact SUV diesel with 5 seats are...
with the new Tucson, you've got all that power from a diesel, plus it's common rail. You've got economy, you've got power, and you've got a nice tidy little package. It really shook things up because they included quite a lot of kit in the 4x4. They included ABS and airbags, as well as, of course, that nice drivetrain, because the two-wheel drive version, a little too much power for the front wheels, it would overwhelm it. Sorted itself out once they had four-wheel drive. It's good value for money. It's terrific. Nothing has changed the landscape of the compact SUV segment quite like the arrival of the Kia Sportage, because it was the first diesel to come in. You get the thriftiness of a diesel engine with the reliability, and you also have all the comfort and practicality of having a compact SUV. But the new Sportage is very refined. Nice and quiet when you're at low speeds. When you put your foot down, there is a kick. It does answer back. It all adds up to a very neat package.
Chevy has always been known for its huge SUV-defining Tahoe and Suburban. We nominated the CRDI variant of this good-looking Captiva because of its style, kit, competent engine, and all-around capabilities.
And the compact SUV diesel with 5 seats of the year is the Chevrolet Captiva. So in behalf of Mr. Burdette and Chevrolet, we'd like to accept the awards for GM. Next up is the distinction for compact SUV with 7 seats of the year award.
And to get into this category, an SUV should have at least 3 rows of seats. It should be shorter than 5 meters and should be powered by the Zeal engine.
And the top 3 compact SUV with 7 seats are...
There was a time not so long ago where if you needed an SUV or you wanted one, you had to pay a lot of money for it because you had to go for the traditional SUV. And they came up with a pickup-based SUV. They started with the Ranger, and then they built it up with an all-new model that they called the Ford Everest. Now, this is the 2nd generation for the Everest, and what we really love about this car is this awesome pulling power. 3-liter Duratorque engine, just fantastic. Over the years, we've always come to expect value for money from Hyundai, but where the brand is really surprising us is the quality, attention to detail, and just the smooth and refined ride of the vehicles that they come up with. The Santa Fe is no exception. As a matter of fact, it is one of the best ambassadors to the brand because for the price you get a 7-seater, full 7 for full adults. Also, it's got a very potent 2.2 CRDI engine that's extremely frugal. It's got a great ride, it's got great looks. What more could you ask for? Well, the Fortuner is definitely the king of the hill. King off the road and on the road as well, because it just looks sensational from every single angle. But just when you thought, is it all show and no go? Well, take it off the road and you'll be thoroughly surprised. Now, a lot of competitors have come in after this trying to chip away at the Fortuner's market share. The competitors have upped their game. They've learned from the Fortuner's strengths and weaknesses, and they're starting to capitalize on it. So are we about to find out if there's going to be a new king of the hill? Won't be long.
And the compact SUV with 7 seats of the year is Hyundai Santa Fe. Miss Marifé Agudo, please come on stage.
tonight, Hyundai salutes C Magazine for your passion in the automotive industry. Thank you for this award and thank you for the inspiration.
Before we leave, we'd like to tell everyone, if it's stock,
it don't rock.
Oh boy, I hope this booth is bulletproof. I tell you what. Listen, we may as well get it out right now. The CR-V.
Yes.
Great car, great CUV, whatever you want to call it. Here's where I'm having a bit of a problem. There is a TV ad running at the moment.
A lovely one. Thank you so much.
Where the Mitsubishi won, their Outlander won a comparo against the CR-V in our magazine. Only
December.
We're not talking about a long time. How much
I want to
has
make that
changed?
very clear that the Outlander clearly won that comparo.
So?
And we do like that car a lot. However, the Honda CR-V that was in that CUV comparo was the 2-liter 6-speed manual and not the nominated, well now, the winner, the 2.4-liter with all the bells and whistles, addressing all the problems that we had with the 2-liter.
Paliwanag ka sa presinto. Okay, on to the compact SUV diesel 5 seats. Now, I thought this was going to be a hands-down winner because, but then I realized there are actually more than one diesel 5-seater SUV out
That's
there.
right.
So we had the Hyundai Tucson.
That's right.
And there's also the Kia Sportage.
Yes, sir.
In the end, it's the Captiva, another newcomer.
A newcomer, it's good looking.
It is good looking.
It really is good looking. Especially in
We're
the
not shallow or
orange.
anything, but it's good looking.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
really.
we're all beyond that. It's a great engine, good packaging. Well done, Chevrolet.
All right, so that's enough said there. Now, the compact SUV for 7-seaters, King of the Hill, Toyota Fortuner. I know this is a stale argument. It's King of the Hill. It was, at one point, a 1-year waiting list.
It is still the better off-road vehicle if you're going to be using it primarily for going
Saw
off-road.
in that video.
As you saw with James. Well done, James. Okay, but because this is a crossover vehicle that will spend more time on the road, the Santa Fe is just better packaged.
I agree.
It really is.
I at least agree with you on the ride quality is fantastic. Also the
Thank
trim
you.
level.
Thank you for agreeing with me
Yes,
for once.
it is
Thank you.
actually, it is it's an easier package to live with. I can't really argue with you there.
5-year warranty too.
All right, and that is saying a lot, and I think Hyundai have really stepped things up, and that's great to see newcomers coming in and doing a lot of damage to the segment because it keeps everyone on their toes. Now, if you want to stay on your toes, just wait till after the break, because when we come back, we're coming back with the mid-size, the full-size, the premium, and the premium super SUVs. All that straight after the break.
All right, so thank you guys. You know, they were the Four Stooges. They were hilarious. And if you know this, TJ, that Kevin is getting taller and taller.
Yeah, as the
with all
segments
the
go on,
AVPs.
somehow Kevin was
We're
growing.
moving up, baby. Okay, now, before we move on with the show, you know, what is a party without booze? So we'd like to encourage everybody to please drink up, do order. As you know, this is a celebration. Isn't that right, Kevin? So please get drunk and have a party.
Yeah, they all heard you, Kevin.
And up next is a distinction for the mid, full, and premium SUV class in the market today.
And to help us dish out these awards is a famous and in-demand ramp and print model, John Hall, and an international model and former MTV VJ, Mikey Evers.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mikey. Are you having fun discovering what all men want to have in their hands?
What's that, John? Cars? Ladies want to have them too, you know. Just as bad as the guys. And we're here tonight to dish out the best of the mid, full, and premium sports utility vehicles in the land.
That's right, Mikey. And to get started, I'll begin with the mid-size. To get into this class, an average SUV should have at least 3 rows of seats and not be longer than 5.1 meters, but no shorter than 4.7 meters.
And the top 3 of this class are...
When we first found out that Hyundai came up with a 2.8 million peso SUV, we were speechless. I mean, we know the brand is capable of building really good cars. Reliable, common rail diesel. It's also 240 horsepower, 3-liter, thrifty, and powerful. Plus, it seats 7 in absolute comfort. You've got great textures here, including the leather.
C Magazine thinks it's a great vehicle with its new 3.8-liter flat 6. It's got great handling, revised interior which actually now has more space to accommodate those 7 adults, and with a new engine, it's got the juice to be able to move around in a body that, well, we're getting used to.
Just when you thought that 2.7, 2.8 million was a lot to throw down for a mid-size SUV, along comes the Mazda CX-9. You know what? It's all about style. Also, you've got the most powerful engine in its class, 277 horsepower from a 3.7-liter V6. Amazing. And you know what? We can end it right there, because that's enough to make it as a nominee to the C Editor's Picks.
And the mid-size SUV of the year is Mazda CX-9.
On behalf of the Mazda team, thank you, C. You, Kevin. Great show.
Congratulations to the mid-size SUV of the year. Next is the full-size SUV of the year. And to be in this class, an SUV should have at least 3 rows of seats and not be shorter than 4.9 meters.
And the 3 full-size SUVs are
Chevrolet Suburban Vortec, what we like to call the U.S. government special. It's in every movie and every TV show that requires a huge SUV. Now it's been completely revised, it looks great, it's at its best packaging ever, and it's the largest in its class.
It's the very first time I've actually driven this car, and while I expected luxury, of course, and a lot of space, what I didn't expect was this. Listen. Can you hear that? You can? That's the point. It is so quiet. Unbelievable turning circle for something so massive. So you've got space for a lot of adults and their luggage, all the comfort and the luxury. It's a no-brainer why it made it as a nominee to the C Editor's Picks. Hello. Isuzu have been known to always come out with firsts. They came out with the vibrating chair and the karaoke system, and now the new Altair, which has matured very well, now gets all the goodies that have been successful throughout its lifespan. You've got a reverse parking camera. It does fit 7 adults in comfort. So you've got an excellent sound system. It's also got a DVD player that plays DivX. It plays all sorts of things. You can use your USB in there. It's also got Bluetooth. I mean, really, with all these goodies, it almost becomes a no-brainer, doesn't it?
And the full-size SUV of the year is the Ford Expedition, Eddie Bauer. Can we please call on the president, Mr. Richard Baker, to accept the award?
Ford, I'd like to congratulate C Magazine on a truly spectacular evening tonight. Thank you for including us. To my team, the Ford marketing team, well done.
Congratulations to the full-size SUV of the year. The next one in this class is the premium SUV type. In order to get into this category, an SUV should not cost less than 3.9 million pesos and should not be shorter than 4.8 meters.
Which SUV made it to the top 3? Watch this.
The Audi Q7 Turbo Diesel is the upstart in the premium SUV segment. It seats 7 adults, very aggressive lines with Audi characteristic high levels of interior execution and kit. Propelled by Audi's outstanding 3-liter diesel, the Q7 is both fuel efficient and a joy to drive.
Volvo has always made a great SUV with the XC90. The only thing missing was economy. Well, they finally listened and they answered with this new 2.4-liter diesel engine. Only 185 horsepower, but 400 Newton meters of torque means it can get you up and running pretty quickly. It's not the fastest of all the SUVs, not the most powerful, but it's very satisfying. Just like the joke, it's all in the delivery. That's what makes it very special, and that's why it's made it as a nominee to the C Editor's Picks. The new X5 takes it up a notch again. It's fantastic. You've really got all the blending of good ergonomics. You've also got great handling, fantastic performance, and terrific off-road capabilities as well. It's a car that you will really hardly ever tire of because you could drive it in the city, you could drive it when you're going out on the off-road, and of course, you can even take it to the racetrack. That's how good it is. Our pick for the C Editor's Pick is the X5 3-liter diesel, the 5-seater, because we feel value for money, economy, performance, it's all here, wrapped up in one package. How's that?
And the premium SUV of the year is BMW X5 3.0 D5-seater. Corporate Communications and Marketing Director, Mr. Lucas German, to accept the award.
Thank you, Kevin. When I said I didn't expect to be up here very often, I was only kidding. So thanks for this. And in this particular, Kevin, I will also say something I don't say very often. I agree with you on this one. So I agree with Kevin. And in the following the example of Horacio Pagani, I will now deliver my speech in German. Dankeschön.
Congratulations to the premium SUV of the year. The last one for this class is the SUV type. In order to get into this category, an SUV should cost not more than 7 million pesos. And with a minimum of 350 horsepower in its lowest specification model.
And the top 3 premium super SUVs are
Porsche told us, gentlemen, remember who we are. With the GTS, they remind us and maybe themselves that the Cayenne wasn't as off a topic as we might think. It is the Cayenne for the serious, lean, mean, and tight. It can handle better than the rest and beat the Chrysler Cayenne Turbo to 200 kilometers an hour and demolish many sports sedan pretenders in the fast curves. For many, the GTS is the Cayenne the way Porsche should have made it from the start. It's for the enthusiasts, and basically it's a 911 on stilts. Ever since its launch, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo has been the standard for super sport utility vehicles in the market. In fact, it had to be its own brethren to nip at its heels. If you want 911 turbo performance with capacity and off-road ability, my friends, look no further. The Range Rover for years was the benchmark for premium sports utility vehicles, but now it's a Tata. Throw it off a mountain and it'll drive itself right back up. It still has what it takes to be desirable, but is it enough?
And the premium super SUV of the year is the Porsche Cayenne GTS.
So we call on PGA Cars representatives, Mr. Amado de Rosario and Mr. Miguel Ayuto.
On behalf of PGA Cars and Porsche AG Stuttgart, thank you very much for C Magazine for giving us this award. Thank you.
Hang on a second. Didn't you buy a Hyundai Veracruz?
I certainly did, and it's an excellent vehicle.
And the CX-9 won.
Yes.
You're obviously not very malakas with the board.
No.
Obviously not. You know what? I also thought there was a while there I thought that the Hyundai was going to take it because of the practicality of the diesel engine.
No, that engine is magnificent. Actually, the packaging, everything about the Veracruz, the Hyundai Veracruz is absolutely phenomenal.
Fit and finish is up to European standards already.
It actually is. But the thing is this.
Audio system.
The CX-9 just looks amazing. No, not just going about the looks here. The packaging is also amazing. It's just a more rewarding car to drive. I know it is a large crossover vehicle, but it's still a rewarding car to drive. I just wish, my only problem with it, with the CX-9 is that there's a governor at 185 kilometers an hour. Okay, but
like you really need to do a lot more than
I
that in Metro
know,
Manila.
but I'm a nutcase.
I
right?
know, he's a man that tunes up his food processor at home. All right, but you know what, having said all of that, the CX-9 really is drop dead gorgeous.
It's
you know what, even if it didn't have an engine in there, I would still buy it. It just looks that good. I would just park it outside my house and wait for the chicks to come. Full-size SUV
Shelly,
this time.
did you hear that?
All right. We're on to the full-size SUV, and while I have no problem with the winner, I have a problem with the nominees. Altera? You're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
I have tried to explain this, even on the internet, to the forum guys, because of course there was a huge amount of emails coming in.
Understandably. How can you compete an Altera against an Expedition?
Excuse me, the Altera has the longest wheelbase in the entire market. It's as long as a Suburban, if not longer.
All right,
I'm talking about the wheelbase.
Okay,
it actually fits more, not more people, but it fits the same amount of people.
Let me put it this way. The Kia Rio has the same wheelbase as the F430 Ferrari. You don't put them in the same class with that, but you know what?
No, there isn't a same class because it is a people carrier. It is a four-wheel drive. It does carry, especially in the Philippines, with that excellent diesel engine. It's a very practical vehicle.
It's bulletproof.
It's excellent. It's excellent. Actually,
It's
Isuzu's
excellent.
done a great job with Altera.
Exactly
Really.
right. I just thought, wow, when I saw it in that segment, I thought, whoo, someone's going to have problems tonight.
Yes, yes.
All right, but anyway,
yes.
I think at the end of the day, the Expedition is also a very worthy winner. Now,
Right.
had that not won, I would have probably been off the set by now. Actually, in a way, I am already off the set, but that doesn't matter because I'm here physically. All right, the Expedition, it's one thing I really noticed about it is nothing.
Yeah, silence. That's his whole thing.
Exactly.
But it's much more than that. Actually, it's actually more economical. Yes, economical. From the previous Ford Expedition, all right?
Yeah, we're splitting hairs now.
Yes, okay. Better suspension, better interior packaging. It's excellent.
If you got a little bit extra cash and you go to the premium SUV segment, the BMW X5 finally, they win something.
What are you talking about? They won earlier, man.
Yeah, I know, but at least the X5 3-liter diesel, this is a premium SUV. This has been the benchmark ever since they came out with it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they won that because that really is a great vehicle. Not that they don't have fantastic competition there. In fact,
They do.
everyone stepped
They
it
do.
up a bit. But their new X5, phenomenal, sensational car. Took down the Nürburgring, never forget that. Also, in the premium
Neither
super
will I.
SUV. What is a premium super SUV?
No, that's when you actually take an already premium SUV and this is more of the super version.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the more expensive. It's even more luxurious than the regular premium version. It's unbelievable. So these are like the nominees: the Porsche Cayenne GTS, the turbos, and the Range Rover supercharged variant.
I love that one. I really was gunning for that one, the Range Rover as well. Not that the Porsche is no good. It's an excellent vehicle, but we could stay about this arguing all day. We got ads to do, and we got more cars to come up with.
Next up, people carriers.
We're getting bigger now, and Bianca, do you like big cars?
Absolutely. I love anything big, as they say. Size does matter. With an SUV, TJ. What are you
Okay.
saying?
No, I'm not saying anything. It's that guy
Okay.
there reacting.
Well, you know, when it comes to an SUV, it's all about the form,
Okay.
commanding view, and the space it offers. And I basically think it's just really sexy.
All right, and that's what's good about the SUVs. But our next set is more of what they call the people carrier, all right? The space and the form are designed to carry people rather than sports utilities like, say, Kevin's basketballs and basketball shoes.
Well, actually, that's right, TJ. And it is the People Carrier class. So we have 3 categories under this class. And to help us to go through the nominees for each category are commercial models and TV hosts as well. They are the sensational sisters, Isa and Cheska Leton.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. And sensational. I didn't know we were sensational, but thank you very much, whoever wrote that. Seriously, though, I believe my sister and I have in our hands the results for the People Carrier class. And the first stop for this class is and to get into this category, a People Carrier should not cost more than 1.1 million pesos with a minimum of 4 side doors. It should also have a capacity of 6 passengers on 3 rows of seats and should be shorter than 4.6 meters. Cool for a compact size car. I believe that is a lot of space. So let's find out the top 3 of this category.
Now, we all know Kia can build some outstanding family vehicles. Problem was, you need 1.2 to 1.5 million pesos to be able to step into one. That was the Carnival. The challenge was to be able to build the same kind of quality, versatility for a family vehicle, but at $1 million or under. Well, Kia have done it with the all-new Kia Carens. It's a great little 7-seater. It's quite unique in its segment. Plus, it gives you the comfort, the practicality of having a family van without having to shell out that extra dough. Well done, Kia.
T Magazine has nominated the Suzuki APZ as one of the best cars of the year. Not because it was really fast or it's really exciting, but because it's actually very personal and very practical. You can put 7 people in this vehicle, and with very little, not too much baggage, the 3rd row seat, you can actually put quite a few people in it. So for the Philippines, it's a hell of a vehicle. So you can go to some dirt road, light dirt road like this, pretty comfortably. And in fact, because of its mid-engine layout and its ladder chassis, it's actually very durable.
It's got the small car dimensions, but it fits 7 people amazingly. It's really a very versatile little vehicle. And of course, the pricing is just spot on. So it becomes an instant Filipino favorite. But will it become a C favorite by the end of the night?
And the compact size People Carrier of the year is the Kia Carens CRDI 8.
In behalf of Colombian Autocar Corporation and my boss, Mr. Felix J. Mabilog Jr., thank you very much to C Magazine team. Sir Kevin, thank you very much. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Congratulations to the Compact Car People Carrier of the Year. Next, I believe, is the mid-size People Carrier of the Year. And to get into this class, a People Carrier should have a minimum of 4 side doors, capacity for 7 passengers with 3 rows of seats, and should not be longer than 4.6 meters. And the top 3 mid-size People Carriers are...
Over the last couple of years or so, Kia have been hitting a lot of home runs. See, what I think is they hit the sweet spot in the market. They find a little soft spot there, and they nail it. So, take the Carnival. It's value for money. It's very refined. It's got a common rail engine, strong enough. You got 160 horsepower there. It can really bring you up to speed. It's not devastating, but it's more than enough. What I really love about the Carnival is the electric doors. It is something that was included only in luxury vehicles. Now Kia brings it to the average family. Well done.
As far as family vans go, we're pretty spoiled for choices. And the Nissan Serena, well, it just takes it up a little notch higher. It
gives you all the kit that you would really want to have in a passenger van. Something to pass the time in traffic. It's got dual screens here. You can play videos on that. Also, it's got that reverse parking camera, which is really cool for something as long as this. And the biggest change, of course, which is why we put it in as a nominee, is a new engine, 2.5. It's finally got the guts to back everything up. It's the actual only van in its class that has captain's chairs in the back with an ottoman. That's really, really cool. It's like you're flying business class when you're just going to work. And it also has the electric doors. That is a really, really cool feature to have. Plus, it is a fantastic ride, and it's got a lot of power. So, all in all, it's a terrific family van, and it makes it into the nominees for the C Editors Picks.
And the mid-size people carrier of the year is the Kia Carnival CRDI EX-LW.
Yes, thank you very much. 2 in a row. Yee!
That was just the most adorable acceptance speech we've had all night.
All right, congratulations to the mid-size people carrier of the year. The last one for this class is the full-size people carrier type. In order to get into this category,
A people carrier should have a minimum of 4 side doors, capacity of 11 passengers or more, so much for tag team check, and with 3 or more rows of seats, and should not be longer or should be longer than 4.4 meters. So which full-size people carriers made it? Let's check this out.
The problem with the Hyundai Starex is it has to live up to, well, the Hyundai Starex. See, it's been the king of the segment for years now, and the new model has a lot to live up to. So what they did is they just improved on everything. Got a great engine, also CRDI, plus it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit more stylish, it's got more features, so it does add up to the ideal family package. But is it enough to retain its crown and be the king of the segment yet again? Well, we're about to find out.
When looking for a van, people always look at seating capacity, and this is where the Urvan tops the scale. It can fit the most in its class. Plus, it is also the most affordable, so it makes a lot of sense when looking for a van to look at the Urvan, because if you break it down person per person, it gives you the most bang for your buck.
There was a time not long ago where the word Hi-Ace was the generic term for a van. But then a lot of other people started coming in to ruin the party. Now the new Hi-Ace has come back and is fighting. It comes with a great new shape for a start. It still has that Toyota durability and reliability, the image that sticks in people's brains. Also, the Hi-Ace is still a very, very strong contender. But it is the one segment where Toyota do not dominate. But will it dominate tonight?
And the full-size people carrier of the year is...
Still your land.
Hyundai Grand Starex.
In 2005, when C Magazine gave us the first award for our Starex, I told our people in Hyundai, we are very lucky. In 2006, the Hall of Fame award was given to the Starex, and I thank again C Magazine for that. Thank you for the faith in us. And in 2007, in our 3rd straight year for the Grand Starex, I would like to thank the public for being the believers of Hyundai. Thank you very much.
Hyundai, as a company, boy, have they grown. You know what? kind of like that girl in school. You know, the one that you saw in grade school, never paid attention to, poked there, threw things at her.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah. All of a sudden, she hits puberty and you're like, hey, how you doing, huh?
Hey, how you doing?
Exactly. All of a sudden, Hyundai came out and bang, they just nailed it. They got their products down pat. They've got their marketing sorted out and now build quality. But I have to say, all of this started to change when I went to the plant in Ulsan in Korea.
That's right.
When I saw their facility there, I was just gobsmacked. I'll be honest with you, quality control was an issue, but when I saw this shipbuilding facility, and I looked up, and they are the largest shipbuilding company in the entire planet.
I'm convinced.
When I saw that, I thought, wow, it's like as if they started building cars just so they knew what to do with those little filings that kind of fell off the side of the boat. That's how big their operation is for shipping and how small the car is for them. But with all those modern manufacturing techniques and all of the greatest people that they have access to hire,
that's right.
I mean, they're hiring Europeans, they're hiring everyone, right?
A lot of the cars are designed in the States.
Exactly. It wasn't long before they came up with some winners, and we have
right.
3 of them here. The Kia Carens, great value for money.
That's right.
Under $1 million for a 7-seater diesel vehicle.
Fantastic.
All right. Also, the Kia Carnival, electric doors. Gotta love those electric doors, really.
He really wants one, actually. Okay, so
it's
he's
a party trick.
Been pushing.
Exactly, because you can get your family in there. Plus, you can come out and you can show your friends, watch this, do you have that? And the door is open. That's really cool. Also, the Grand Starks.
Well, yeah, that's the benchmark.
Reigning
It has
champ.
become the benchmark, which started with the Toyota Hiace. If you remember, I remember you going to school in the Toyota Hiace when we were kids.
Exactly. Right.
But now the Starks is taking it to a whole different level. I mean, this car is actually fun to drive. I'm not kidding. With that new CRDI engine, it's amazing. So you can actually carry 12 people in comfort with fuel economy. It's amazing.
It really is, because it's also the first van that started to look a little bit new and futuristic.
That's true.
I mean, everyone was trying to think out of the box, but their vans started to look like a box. And all of a sudden, the Starks just sort of put this spaceship thing looking anyway. You know what I'm talking about, and you know why it won.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly
Absolutely.
right. So there's still plenty more to come, including the C-Drive of 2007. That's the best of the best of the best of the best. Just one car is going to get it. Also, it's your turn. We're going to be announcing the consumer choice. All that and a whole lot more when we return.
Thank you so much to the sisters, Isa and Jessica, and we're now down to the last 2 special awards.
Is everybody having fun? Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a
I know
lot
this
to
table
celebrate
is.
about. Definitely. There's a lot of booze going on in this area here.
You can
Okay.
just sniff it out.
Now,
Right
one of the awards that we're actually giving away is the C-Drive of 2007. Now, this award is given to the vehicle driven within the test year that consumes C editors' dreams, and above all, defines the essence of what a car should feel like behind the steering wheel.
And to announce the special car worthy to be C-Drive of 2007, C Magazine's Associate Editor, Mr. Angelo Puyat, and C Magazine's Director, Mr. Michael Luillier.
Hi, Angelo. Hi, Michael. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, it's amazing how, most of the presenters here came up. There was a beautiful woman with a...
And it's just us two, huh? Go
Kevin,
figure.
we're going to have to
Kev.
talk to him. Next year, he's going to have to do a better job.
Well, this is it. We're presenting the C-Drive of 2007. Very excited. Tell them about it.
This is the special car. The C editorial board felt that this car was not only a divine performer, but was prestigious and very discerning. The team drove over 100 cars in 2007, but this was the real deal. Less than 1,000 cars of this magnitude were built, and there's only one in the Philippines today. It was indeed a privilege to test this exquisite car that no Formula One car could pass in the 2007 season.
And the C-Drive of 2007 is...
Cars are really meant to be driven, which is That's why we came up with a special category that just doesn't give a hoot about all of that. We don't care what the value for money's like. We don't care what the after sales is like, or any of the other bits and pieces that any other consumer would care about. All we care about is just simply the drive. Listen to that! The Bull! And that's only around 4,500 revs. The thing will go all the way up to 8,000 revs. It is really hand-built technology that gives you that incredibly finely tuned sound. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet the Mercedes-Benz AMG CLK 63. 500 horsepower in a very special package. It is the one car that not even a Formula One car can pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the C-Drive of 2007 is the Mercedes-Benz CLK 63 AMG Black Series.
Everyone, I tried driving one of these AMG cars before, and I always say that you need 3 seat belts when you drive this. It's that powerful. Thank you once again.
All right, congratulations once again to the Mercedes-Benz CLK 63 AMG Black Series for being the C-Drive of 2007. The next special award is the C and BPI Drive Your Dream Auto Loans Consumer Choice Award. This award is given to the vehicle chosen from the current list of C Editor's pick nominees with the most number of votes made purely by consumers.
C Magazine asked the readers to vote for the car that they think is the best among all of them. Now, readers were able to cast their votes through the C website and SMS voting.
And to announce that special vehicle chosen by the C readers, our C Magazine's news, consumer, and photo editor, Mr. Chris Van Hoven, and C Magazine's publisher, Mr. Kevin Limho.
Now joining them to give the award is the president of BPI.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for okay, no, just keep running, keep running. I'm back. You're no help at all,
okay,
man.
I'm out of here.
Okay, this one. Okay, sorry. All right.
In the premium sedan, the Audi A6, well, you know, I think there was a lot of people who would agree with you there.
Right. No, but I actually, sorry.
Actually,
like, wow.
okay.
It's okay?
It's okay. Without him, we wouldn't be here today. because he pretty much started the motoring beat. Did you know that? I mean, before it used to be covered by the...
Hey, we were in diapers, man.
Well, let's not insult the man, right? I mean, we've just given him an award, now we're just going to call him old. No, he's very accomplished. Learn your politically correct statements, all right? Butch Gamboa certainly has been around. That doesn't sound too good either. It's been around. We should send him this one. Who's talking?
You.
Me or him?
You pick it. You said pick it.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're starting from the beginning.
Action! Surprise, surprise!
Action!
It's official! The Koreans have landed!
The Japanese better be ducking for cover, I tell you what. I don't know if they saw that coming. Did you see that coming?
I didn't see it coming.
Oh, I saw it coming. You see, because I'm educated, and I was there. No, actually, I have to be honest. Really, there was a time when I wouldn't have seen that coming. But Hyundai, as a company, boy, have they grown. You know what? Kind of like that girl in school. You know, the one that you saw in grade school, never paid attention to, over there, threw things at her. Your girlfriend? Yeah. All of a sudden, she hits puberty. It's like, hey, how you doing? Exactly. All of a sudden, Hyundai came out and bang!
The Maserati Gran Turismo. Oh, this has got to be one of the best GT cars around. The comfort is just on par with something you would get in a four-door luxury sedan. But the power and the performance is something more at home in Maranello. And the sound is just sensational. It's a mixture between Mozart and heavy metal. It's amazing. The creature comforts are, as you would expect from a car of this caliber, on par with anything you can get in any luxury car. You've got the climate control, you've got the satellite navigation system, leather everywhere, and the trim quality is incredible. Everything from the fit and finish, the quality control of Maserati is really setting the standard in the industry. It's really just an amazing vehicle.